Hey guys, I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6 review. This review is for episode 5. If you did not catch my reviews for episodes 1 through 4, please go check those out. So this episode starts where the last one ended, with the altercation at Brittany B and Mr. Ray's event at the bowling alley. The altercation started because I guess when Zell and Paris showed up, Brittany had made a comment asking if they showed up there in an Uber, which was shade. That was a whole lot of shade, okay? But Brittany B is K. Michelle's friend, and K. Michelle and Paris are no longer friends and no longer working together because allegedly Paris was stealing from K. Michelle. So obviously Brittany B doesn't like Paris. So she goes up to Zell and Paris and tells Zell that she did not invite Paris to the event and she didn't want Paris there. So then that's when everything went crazy. They started yelling. People started holding them all back from one another. Zell starts yelling things out at Brittany B because he's defending Paris because Paris is his best friend. What I thought was funny, let's start with what I thought was good. What I thought was good is that it didn't turn into a physical altercation. Nobody got hit. Everything was broken up before I could get to that point. What I thought was friggin' hilarious was that Zell and Paris were over there really bowling while Brittany B's over there telling security to get them out. They're over there having a good old time bowling. So then the security guards go towards where they're at. It doesn't go completely up to them. And so Brittany B tells them that she wants them out. And so Zell and Paris stand there for a second, do like a little dance move, and then they run up out the bowling alley. I thought that was funny as hell, but I'm really glad that it didn't turn into a physical altercation. So Lyrica is in the car on her way to drop her baby off to her mother, and she's thinking about whether or not she wants to stay with A1 or not. She was saying that she was having conflicting thoughts on whether or not to stay with him. She said that she doesn't want her child to be raised without both parents together. But I think that that's dumb. And the reason why I'm going to say that's dumb is because all the drama and turmoil that her and A1 have almost seems like it's unrepairable. And so it's like, for the sake of your baby, you shouldn't want to stay in a relationship and have that child be raised in a household with two people who have so much turmoil that the baby can feel all the tension that goes on in the household. So I don't think you should use your baby as an excuse to stay in a relationship with somebody. She was saying that the trust isn't there for A1, but that A1's her best friend and she doesn't really want to break up her family. So her and A1 ends up pulling up to her mom's house to drop the baby off, where she says that she decided to go on the tour to perform with A1 because he had offered her in the last episode to come perform while he's on tour for the last 2 tour dates. So I thought it was kind of dumb that she went along with it, because I think that what she's doing is she's leading A1 on, making him think that she's going to stay with him, and his stupid ass is only inviting her to even go on tour with him because he wants to get back in the good graces with her because he doesn't want the relationship to end. And so I just think that it's pretty much a joke at this point. So I mean, we'll just have to wait and see what happens the remainder of this season with the two of them. So Ray J and Princess love their dogs so much. They have multiple dogs, but their favorite dog is Bugatti, especially Princess. Bugatti is her favorite dog out of all the dogs that they have, but they love all their pets and they treat them as they're a part of their family. So they were going away, I believe, and they dropped off the dogs to they dropped Bugatti off at Ray J's parents' house, and I guess Ray J's parents had the doors open and Bugatti ran out the house. Now they have video surveillance of a guy trying to take the dog. The dog bites the guy. The guy grabs the dog anyway, puts Bugatti inside his car, and you could see the dog trying to get out of the car, and the guy drives off. Now, Princess gets so emotional about this dog, and I felt extremely bad because I can understand how she feels. I have 2 dogs, and I don't know what I would do if I lost either one of them. That's why you have to be very careful when you have dogs. You don't leave your doors open and things like that. And so when she cried, I felt so bad because some people don't understand the love that people have for their pets. And a lot of the times your dog loves you unconditionally. Okay, that dog is always there. Anytime you turn around, the dog is right there. When you're feeling down and you're feeling sad, that dog will come up to you, sit in your lap, or, rub its face against your hand or your leg. And just the moments that you have with your dog is really important. And some people don't get that. And so she was upset about it, and I felt so bad during the scene. It really was sad. So she got mad at Ray J because he's the one who brought the dog to his parents' house, and they left the door open and the dog ran out. Now, he understands how much Princess loves that dog, so he was trying to comfort her. He didn't even get mad at her for her being angry at him because he understood that it was just because she was hurt. So, he said that he was going to do whatever it takes to get that dog back, especially for Princess, because Princess was really breaking down. Like, she was really hurt about the dog being missing. The fact that the dog tried to even fight back and bite the guy and try to get out of the car just shows that the dog didn't want to be with that man, and it was just sad to see. It's just really sad. Pets are a really touchy subject. If you don't have a dog or a cat maybe, or you've never had a dog that you loved so much, you wouldn't understand why, her and Ray J were really hurt about this dog being lost. So Mickey Munday and his girl Slick Woods go bike riding, and then they go sit down in the grass for some type of, look like a picnic, but they didn't have any food with them, so I guess it's not a picnic. I'm saying picnic because I'm hungry right now, and if I was sitting in the grass just sitting there talking, I'd probably want something to eat with me. But anyways, he was talking about how Slick Woods has motivated him to work harder in his career because he saw that she came from a similar background as he did. She was even homeless at one point, and her whole life turned completely around. Now she's a very successful model, and she's making a lot of money, and she's living her life so much better than she was before. And he believes that because she was successful, now he knows that he has the ability to come up as well. I like that he's not intimidated by the fact that she's a successful woman who has her own money and does her own thing. I like that he's not intimidated by that, because some men are intimidated by a woman who has all that, and he doesn't really have it yet. I'm glad that it feels like it's time for him to get himself together too. So he was comparing Trisha and Slick, and he was saying that Slick is more of a tomboy, Trisha's more of a girly girl, and how, both ladies are supportive of his career, which if he's over Trisha, I don't know why he felt the need to compare her to Slick. Slick should probably keep her eyes open for Mickey Munday, because it's like, obviously he's not over Trish, and obviously he's not done wanting to be with the girl if he keeps on talking about her all the time. So he says that he's performing at Jason Lee's event, and he's hoping that somebody there will recognize him and he'll get a whole new fan base, because he really wants his career to take off. So K Michelle is doing a photo shoot in a bubble bath for her lifestyle brand. Now, one thing people cannot say about K Michelle is that she's lazy, because she's not. She's always trying to find a new business venture to enter into. She's always trying to find ways to expand her brand, and I think that that's a good thing. She's another person who tries to build generational wealth. So Brittany B was there to support K Michelle, but she was also there because she wanted to talk to her about some things that had happened since they had last seen each other. So Brittany ends up telling K Michelle that Paris ended up crashing her bowling event, and that she ended up having to kick Paris and Zell out of her event. She told her that she had made the Uber comment to them, and she also told them that everything went awry, and it ended in them screaming at each other and Paris and Zell being escorted out the event. So K Michelle seemed a little annoyed about this, because she feels like Brittany B is always trying to fight her battles for her, and K Michelle feels like she doesn't need anybody to fight her battles for her. And I actually think that's a good thing that K. Michelle feels that way, because a lot of the times when you have a friend and they don't like somebody or they have issues with somebody, they want their friends to have issues with those people too. So the fact that K. Michelle doesn't want Brittany be anywhere a part of that is actually a good thing. It's actually not bad. So Brittany also says that she went to the voice coaching session with April and Moniece, and she said that Moniece does have a voice and Moniece does do vocal coach sessions, and that Moniece actually does put out music, but that if anybody asked her if April could sing, she wouldn't be able to answer the question because she can't hear April's voice. I guess she meant that when Moniece and her were singing together, all she heard was Moniece's voice, not April's. And also when the three of them started singing together, she couldn't hear April's voice. I do think that Brittany's being a little harsh and a little petty with April. I feel like if she doesn't feel like April is really meant to be in the music industry, she should just kindly tell her and Moniece that she doesn't want to be any part of them touring together because she doesn't feel like April has it. That's all she has to really do, and separate herself from the situation. So K. Michelle ends up changing the subject, and she tells Brittany that Lyrica is going to be singing at Jason's event. And she also said that she can see that Lyrica is really growing and becoming a better person because she had actually had a conversation and a heart-to-heart with Lyrica, and she saw how much Lyrica was growing. Brittany really didn't want any parts of it. She said that she feels like Lyrica's fake. And so, K. Michelle just tells Brittany that she feels like Lyrica and Brittany should talk after the event is all over with. And, Brittany said that she will talk to Lyrica, but I really don't think that her talking to Lyrica is really going to end well. But we'll see what ends up happening with that. So April has a little chill night at her house with Paris and Zell, just chilling, eating, and gossiping a little bit. So Zell and Paris end up telling April about what happened when they went to Brittany B's bowling event. Now, the way that they told the story was hilarious to me. There's something very comical and like comedian like about Zell and Paris when they're together. So the way that they told the story I thought was really funny. They told about how Brittany B came up to them and made the whole Uber comment, and that triggered them, and then how she wanted Paris to leave, and then how everything went to shit and they got kicked out. So then April ends up telling them how she had to deal with Brittany B's bad attitude as well when she did the whole vocal coach session, and how Brittany's vibe is completely off. And April's saying now that she doesn't even want anything to do with the tour at this point, because she says that her and Moniece are not even friends and that her loyalty is with Drew. And I feel like April inserted herself into Drew and Moniece's problems. If Moniece had an issue with Drew taking her son on a vacation with April and her kids without her knowing, that's between Moniece and Drew, not April. And I feel like April had to have inserted herself a little bit, but I also feel like Moniece is very petty, and I feel like Moniece kind of still wants Drew, whether she wants to admit that she does or not. That's the vibes I get, because every time he's messing with somebody, she has an issue with them. So they were walking through her house, right? And they saw these big pair of shoes, and they were joking around like, oh, is this your son Mega's shoe size? And she was like, oh, no, those are Drew's shoes. And they were like confused about it, because they're just like, wait, if he's leaving his stuff at your house, then you guys must be more serious than what you guys are trying to let up. And she was like, oh, no, he's in between homes right now, and he's just leaving stuff at my house. And they told her, well, do you think that the situation with you and Drew could cause problems within B2K? And she said that she felt like they had their own issues prior to her even coming along, so she doesn't feel like she would be causing any issues within B2K. But I think she's absolutely wrong. That does cause a lot of tension, because more than just Omarion and Drew are involved in this now. Other bandmates in the group feel like it's starting to cause some type of trouble with Drew and April being with one another. So she said that he hasn't even put his penis in her yet. And it's just like, girl, you said the word yet, which means you want to have sex with Drew. And it's just like, I wish they would stop trying to downplay their relationship because the way that they say things and the way that they present things to people is that they want people to feel like there's something going on between the two of them. So every time somebody asks them about whether or not they're serious or not, they get defensive and make up some stupid excuse as to why they're doing the things that they're doing. It's just like, just say you're fucking and get it over with. So Drew and Jay are in the back talking about their concerts and how excited they are for family and friends to come out. And Drew mentions that he wants April to come. And Jay seems like he's really feels uneasy about Drew's relationship with April. And so he asks him what's up with them. And Drew keeps telling him that they're just friends. They're just really close friends. And it's weird for them to be close friends. And it seems like they just don't get why people find it funny that they act like they're in a relationship with one another. And it's just like, it could definitely cause trouble in B2K with Drew and April's little situation going on. It definitely can, because it can cause tension between Omarion and Drew. But Drew says Omarion has never confronted him about anything with April. But you know Omarion probably has an issue with it. Definitely. And it's because of who April's messing with. It's not because April moved on, because, you know, Omarion left her, is what April's saying. And then Drew came in and was like a savior to her, is what she made it seem like. But it's just that who it is, okay? Drew was friends with Omarion. And also, you know, they're bandmates with one another. Jay is worried that it's going to start affecting the money. And if Omarion and Drew's issues with one another causes problems within B2K, that's going to cost him money too. So he has a right to have an issue with that. And Drew seems like he just doesn't care. And I think April ends up calling him on the phone while he's talking to Jay. And he ends up getting up and excusing himself from the conversation. Now, Marcus Houston ends up showing up. If you don't know who Marcus Houston is, he was on Sister Sister. He played Roger. And he was also in the group Immature, and that's what Jay wanted to talk to Marcus about, was getting Immature to come together so that they could be a part of the rest of the B2K tour. Now, I don't think that's going to happen with Immature because, like the name, the group members are a little immature, and I don't see them getting back together at all anytime soon. At all. Actually, they showed previews of the next episode where they got them together. And Marcus was saying how he felt like he should have got more money. And then one of the guys jumped up and left and said that he wasn't interested. So I don't think the whole Immature thing was going to go through. But I do think it was nice that Jay was trying to get them to come together like B2K was able to do despite their differences. So Ray J and Princess are very serious about finding their dog Bugatti, that they offer up $20,000 to whoever finds their dog and returns it to them safely. Jason Lee ends up announcing it on Hollywood Unlocked because, you know, people wanted that money. So people were going to go out there and try to search for that dog so they can get that $20,000. So Ray J and Princess definitely knew what they were doing by putting up a $20,000 reward, because that means people are actually going to be out there looking for your pet. Now, they had a whole search crew ready to find the dog, and I thought that was good, but Princess had an issue with the fact that Ray J's father showed up to help find the dog, but Ray J's mom did not show up, and she felt like it was partially Ray J's mother's fault that the dog was missing anyway, because it was under her and her husband's care when the dog was dog napped. So she had an issue with that, which I feel like she has rightfully so, to have a problem with the mom not showing up. But then she has Paris and April, who are also a part of the search crew. And Paris makes a stupid comment, in my opinion, because I have a soft spot for animals, because I have dogs. And she said that it was stupid. Well, she didn't say stupid, but she said it was dumb that Ray J and Princess offered $20,000 to find the dog. I don't think that was dumb at all. I feel like Ray J and Princess have the money to spend, and they love their dog that much that they were willing to offer up $20,000 to whoever found the dog. So I don't think it was stupid at all. What I did think was a little over the top, though, was having the psychic there. I feel like they may have just done that because it's reality TV. And they wanted to make it a little over the top by having a psychic there. But I really do hope that they find their dog. Now it is Jason Lee's event, okay? He has a lot of people coming to perform at this event. This is a big event for him. And he went to go talk to K. Michelle and Brittany B, and he was telling them how he doesn't know if him and Lyrica are even cool anymore because of him breaking the story on Hollywood Unlocked about A1 messing with Summer Bunny. Now, I think it would be dumb if Lyrica was mad at Jason Lee for putting that information out there, because if Jason Lee didn't put that information out there, she probably wouldn't have even known about it. And so Brittany says that she wouldn't have booked Lyrica to even sing on the show. And so, Jason Lee, he defended Lyrica. He said that she's a great singer and she's a great songwriter, that she writes for a lot of people. And I don't understand why Brittany B is so pressed by Lyrica. I feel like she kind of gets bothered by everything and she takes it to the heart. And she definitely did say, though, that it has to do with her relationship with her mom, why she doesn't take any crap from anyone and she'll cut somebody off very easily. And I can see that that's why, she is the way she is. So she says Lyrica was a fake friend to her, and that that Lyrica's an old nobody. She says that Jason Lee shouldn't have even booked Lyrica to perform because he said that this was supposed to be for new artists. And she said, like I just told you, that Lyrica is a old nobody. And I think that that is a big low blow. It's definitely a low blow. So Lyrica ends up showing up with A1, and they show up literally hand in hand. And I guess everything went well with the tour that they did together. But I think that is dumb that Lyrica is walking around holding his hand like that publicly and stuff like that. It's just like, he cheated on you. He kind of made you look a little bit dumb. And you're walking around hand in hand with him. But we'll see how long that ends up lasting. Now, Jason ends up saying hi to A1. And A1 tells him not to talk to him, because he said that it was wrong for Jason to put out that information about him and Summer Bunny. And Lyrica also tells him that he should have gave her a heads up before he went and broke the story. I do think Jason could have gave her a heads up, but she knows that's not how blogs work. Jason ends up telling her, well, I did give A1 a heads up about the story going out, and A1 was pissed off because he said that Jason Lee didn't really give him any time to get the information to Lyrica before it got put out. But it's just like he had the opportunity to tell Lyrica the minute Jason told him that he was going to break the story. So that was A1's fault. How much time did he expect a gossip blogger to take to put out that information? So K. Michelle is confused about Lyrica and A1 showing up together, holding hands and being all lovey-dovey with one another, because she said the last time she talked to Lyrica, Lyrica was on the verge of leaving A1. But she also said that she wasn't going to hate on the two of them if they decide to stay together, because she feels like if they love each other and they want to make their marriage work, they should be able to do that without anybody judging them. So I definitely see a little bit of a change in K. Michelle this season. I definitely do. I think that she's growing as a person. Not to get confused with the fact that she will pop off if someone gives her a reason to, though. So Mickey Munday ends up performing on stage. He has a lot of energy, but I wasn't really feeling his music, to be honest with you. Although he does have a lot of energy on stage, which is something that's very important and you should have. Yeah, his music, I wasn't feeling it at all. His girlfriend Slick was in the audience, but I think that the girl Trisha is going to end up showing up and some bullshit's going to end up happening. Trisha ends up showing up to the event, and she sees Mickey and she speaks to him and gives him a hug and tells him that he did a good job. Now, she introduces herself to his girlfriend Slick Woods, and it was really, really awkward. I could tell that Slick was uncomfortable with it, and I feel like Mickey was wrong for even putting Slick in that situation. Now, Trisha says that she doesn't even feel like Mickey is really attracted to or even really likes Slick, that he's only with her for clout because Slick has a big presence and she's well known and she's very successful. So that's the reason why he's with her. Now, I'm going to watch the rest of the season to see if he gives off any vibes that he's using Slick for clout. Lyrica ends up performing, and everybody knows Lyrica has a really good voice. Her music is really good. Actually, if you listen to it, her music is actually good. Now, Brittany B says that Lyrica's songs are boring. And I was just like, girl, now you're taking way too many shots. Like, you're way too pressed about Lyrica. Just let the situation with her go. A1 and Lyrica end up leaving after she ends up singing. They go out the back door, and they're sitting there talking, and he's telling her how great she was and all that shit like that. And I'm just like, he's just trying to kiss Lyrica's ass so she doesn't leave him. You can tell that he's being phony about it because he really didn't care about her career before. In past seasons, he made it seem like his career comes first and he could care less about hers. So Apple and Brittany B end up coming out right where A1 and Lyrica are. So Britt asks Lyrica, you know me, right? Because Brittany B was saying how she was told by people that Lyrica was going around saying she didn't even know Brittany. So Lyrica goes, yeah, I know who you are. But Lyrica felt like it was dumb that Brittany was listening to other people because Brittany ended up telling Lyrica that she heard from people that Lyrica was saying she didn't know her and was talking trash about her. And Lyrica was confused because she's like, if you never heard it come out my mouth, why would you even listen to what other people are saying? And I think that that's true. I feel like Brittany B should have came to Lyrica with the information that people were telling her that Lyrica was saying about her instead of just jumping to believe what people were saying. And so when Lyrica says that she doesn't have a problem with Brittany B, they end up hugging it out and letting that shit go. But, Lyrica wants to know what the problem is between Brittany and Sia because Brittany and Sia are the ones that actually have a problem. Now, Sia ends up walking up and it turns really ugly because Sia says Britt is mad that Lyrica don't want to be friends with her. And it does kind of seem like Brittany is a little bit mad and pressed because Lyrica's not trying to be her friend. It does seem that way. I don't know the whole story between Brittany B and Sia, but that's what it seems like. And so they almost get ready to fight, but they end up being stopped, which was good. It didn't need to turn ugly like that. So, A1 said that he feels like Britt was using Sia to get to Lyrica, which means that Sia and Brittany B were cool before Brittany B and Lyrica even had any type of situation with one another. So, obviously Sia is Lyrica's friend, so Lyrica automatically took Sia's side. And then she ended up walking away with A1 with their arms around each other, which is fake as hell. And that concluded episode 5 of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 6. I didn't care too much for this episode because I feel like not too many important things happened during this episode. The situation with Lyrica and A1 was definitely fake in this episode because the next episode it showed previews of them two getting into an altercation with one another over pictures that Lyrica was posting. If you like my videos, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will be reviewing more shows than just Love and Hip Hop. And Basketball Wives, the show Mixed Dish is getting ready to come out in, I believe, 3 weeks. So I will be doing reviews and story times on each episode of Mixed Dish. I will also be doing reviews for the show Real Housewives of Atlanta. I will be doing Marriage Boot Camp, and I will also be doing Total Divas because I am a wrestling fan, so I will definitely be doing Total Divas as well. If you don't like some of the shows that I will be reviewing, you can watch them anyway. You may end up wanting to see the show after hearing me talk about it. So thank you all so much for the support. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, and don't forget to like this video.